Welcome, 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 welcome to the video. My name is Max. Max. That's me. Today, my lovely partner, has done us all the favor of compiling some of their favorite Am I the Asshole Reddit stories, and they have sent them to me to react to for the first time and give you my opinion on the matter. I'm also going to be slurping a little drink because I want it. Yeah, I'm excited to react to these. This might be a little bit of a shorter one because it is 2:30 in the morning. We're really gonna do our best here. Sword. I love this sound. I'm a sucker for a fizz. I will need my glasses for this. 1 second. I couldn't find the cute glasses, so we are in the non-cute glasses. But I persevere. Hope you're all doing well and ready to sit down with a snack or a treat of your choosing, and we will read about the horrors that are out there. Okay. Am I the asshole for pretending to get fired when customers get a temper with me? Promising. Oh, I look like a hacker. Okay. Is there a way to do this not looking like a hacker? I guess I can. Oh my god. Okay. We'll read it like this. I am a high schooler with a weekend job at a coffee shop. My coworkers who works weekends are James, the owner's son. He goes to my school. He's a shift manager, but it's not a real formal thing, and he's a friendly guy. Alright, they're setting up a cast of characters. Danielle, a college student who sometimes works weekends too. Oh, that's it. Only 2 other characters, I guess. So sometimes customers will come in and just be angry about such little stuff, like literally blow up about nothing. I don't know if they're in a bad mood already or looking for someone to take it out on or what, but it's a lot. So real. I also work customer service. It's a terror. So James and I were joking about having a little fun with them and hopefully getting them off our backs. So one day I was at work and some guy was having a temper about how we don't make the coffee hot enough, which I couldn't do a thing about because I give it to him right out of the machine. So James came in and was like, "Sir, is there a problem here?" And the guy started ranting at him too. So he was just like, "OP, this isn't acceptable, you're fired." And I started acting really sad, like, "No, Please don't fire me. My family needs the money. I need this job, please. And he played up being a hard ass, telling me to take off my apron and leave. The angry guy started to backtrack. It isn't that big of a problem. You don't need to fire her over it. I didn't mean it. And James was like, no, we pride ourselves on the best customer service. Of course, I still look like a hacker. I'm making sacrifices for you. Of course, after all that drama, I still had my job. We were just acting. And we've done it a couple times. Whenever a customer will lose their temper at Danielle or I, James will storm in and fire us. And almost every time the person who had come in angry will apologize and say that they didn't mean it. It's kind of satisfying making people realize their actions might have consequences. Anyway, I was telling my friends from school about this, and a few of them thought it was a mean prank to let someone go away thinking they'd gotten someone who desperately needs the money fired. Am I the asshole for this joke? To be honest, I think this is beautiful and I wish I could do it. I think a lot of the time, people who leave, like, reviews without trying to get, like, an issue resolved first, but people who just, like, are creating an issue, I think that they often don't realize the effect that has, like, at least for me, if we get a bad review, like, people know, people hear about it. It's like the district managers knowing, the general managers knowing, the assistant manager. People are having meetings. Like, it's especially if you work, like, corporate, like, it's a lot, and people don't often realize, like, that their actions do have consequences, and, like, a week, 2 weeks after the event, like, the person could still be dealing with it. So honestly, like, if you're gonna come into a place and be mean, I think all in good fun, they should do it and keep doing it and do it more, and you can hold me to that. Okay, next up. Okay, firmly on the last one, not the asshole. Am I the asshole for wearing the joke bikini my friend got me? So, it was my birthday a couple months ago. I had a party. I got some gifts. My friend Mandy got me a super cute bikini. These super cute bikini is in quotation marks. I liked it, said thanks. She had ripped the tags off, but whatever. Anyway, we went to the community pool with my roommate. I wore the bikini. My roommate's like, girl, I look and I see that the bikini is now kind of see-through. Good joke, Mandy. I sense that there's, like, previous beef between the OP and Mandy. Anyway, Mandy invited me over to her place to hang out with her and her boyfriend and a few others. Most of them leave, and we're still hanging out. I'm like, hey, what if we get in your hot tub? And I go change after them. I meet her boyfriend in the hot tub. She's getting new drinks. I hop in. Immediately, he's looking at my chest. I pretend I don't notice and just make small talk. She comes in a few minutes later and just looks in shock. Eventually, she gets in. Is that the one I bought? Yeah, I love it. I wear it everywhere. I make up some stuff about how I wore it to the beach, some party with a lot of guys, and she's just like, oh. We're in the tub for 20 to 30 minutes. Eventually we get out and change, and she approached me after and she was like, I'm sorry, I thought you'd notice. But it goes kind of see-through. I'm like, yeah, I know, why'd you buy me a fucking see-through bathing suit? She's like, it's a joke. Wait, you knew? So you just spent the last 30 flashing my boyfriend on purpose? I reply, I'm just wearing my birthday gift from her. Anyways, am I the asshole? This is a complex one. I don't think she's an asshole, though. I mean, I think I think maybe there was a different way. But, like, I think that maybe she already hated Mandy. Perhaps. I think they already did not like Mandy. The buying somebody a joke bikini to like, I don't know, like embarrass them? Is that what the... Listen, I'm autistic, so I don't know why people do these things. But I think I would be upset if somebody bought me a secretly sheer item of clothing that I didn't notice was sheer until I was, like, in a situation. Right? Like, I feel like there's something kind of mean-spirited already in being like, LOL, you were exposed and you didn't know. Isn't that funny? Like, I think the OP is kind of fighting fire with fire, which, like, you know what they say, don't fight fire with fire. At the same time, they were just wearing an item that was bought for them, so, like, we should move on. But I don't think that they've, like, done something, like, terrible on, like, account of the boyfriend. If the boyfriend's looking at their tits, like, that's the boyfriend. Also, like, it's a body. I think we can all see a nipple and move along. Yeah. I think these people don't like each other. I think they're gonna be assholes to each other. Okay, my firm answer: neutral. Oh my god, the next one I've actually heard of before because it's literally so infamous. I'm excited to read. Okay. Me and 2 other guys share an apartment and we split all the bills. The only thing we don't split cost on is groceries. Everyone is in charge of buying their own food and we don't touch each other's food. We put our names on everything. Nothing gets mixed up. The issue has been going on for almost a year and I'm sick of it. One of my roommates, R, keeps stealing my food. I get home from work, containers are with my leftovers are missing. They have my name written on them. My gallon of milk, for example. I buy almond milk because I like the taste. It seems to finish after a week, even though I've only drank it once or twice. Curious. I confronted R about this lots of times, and that's caused a lot of arguments. He outright denies it and tells me I'm crazy, even though it's so obvious. My other roommate and I carpool together because we both work the same early morning shifts around the area, so I know it's not him. It's always after we get back home and R has already left for work that I notice my food is gone. My roommates have also had a similar problem, but not as often as I do because I'm guessing R doesn't like what he buys. The funny thing is R buys a lot of food for himself and is even more stingy about his food. He'll literally point out what's his when he comes back from grocery shopping and tell us not to touch it. Last week, my milk was nearly empty again, and I got fed up. I went to the liquor store and I bought regular dairy milk. I drank what was left of my almond milk and I refilled the gallon with the one that I bought. Why did you go to the liquor store to buy dairy milk? Do they sell that there? The next day, Saturday, we get back from work. Oh wait. I skipped ahead because I was so thrown by the dairy milk in the liquor store. So they filled up their gallon of almond milk with real milk to prove that R is the one stealing because he's lactose intolerant. The next day, we get back from work and R is pissed. He yelled at me that he was stuck in the bathroom for 40 minutes with diarrhea because of my milk, and he was using it to make a shake. I only responded with, "So then, you're the one who's been stealing." He exploded. He admitted that he was sometimes drinking my milk and eating my food, but he was more mad that I switched milks than the fact that he was caught. I told him I wouldn't have done that if he'd just stopped taking my stuff from the fridge, or at least told the truth instead of trying to make it seem like I was making it up. My roommate backed me up and thought it was kind of funny that he got payback for stealing from us. It's a little tense right now. My roommate told me that R is trying to convince him to agree to kick me out. Little does he know that we're both looking to move somewhere else because we are so sick of him. I told some buddies what happened, and if you think I was an asshole for that, I feel like I'm not in the wrong here. He was taking my food and not even owning up to it, and I wanted to prove it. Does that make me the asshole? I love this one as a story, but for me it's like very uncomplicated. They are not the asshole. I've lived with many roommates. I think that this is fair. I would say I'm kind of like a chaotic neutral on the alignment scale. Maybe a true neutral. I don't know. I mean, like, I guess everyone wants to be good, but I think that if someone's, like, they wouldn't have been able to find out that they were stealing if they hadn't done it. And also, I love, like, a flair for the dramatic. And also, it shouldn't matter to your roommate what you bought as groceries because they're not your groceries. So, for all they know, like, this person could just love to fill up their almond milk with other beverages because they're reusing the almond milk container, you know? So you can't steal from someone. Stealers can't be choosers. You know, if you're gonna steal, like, you get what you get what you get. You have to, if you want to, like, keep up that lie, you have to shit your brains out and then move on, and then, you know, but you can't have both things. You can't steal and also be picky about what you're stealing. I don't think they're an asshole. That's my truth. Alright. My 23 male. Me, 23 male. My girlfriend, 20 female. Let me use her old computer while mine is broken. And I found an old archive written by her when she was 16. It's a long story about a maid in the antebellum South that has a romantic affair with the man of the house. It's not as overtly sexual as you may be thinking. It has sex, mostly towards the ending, but it's mostly romantic and very emotional. The maid is clearly meant to be a version of my girlfriend. Everything was fine for me until the part when they arrived at the train station. The maid wanted to leave because she couldn't bear their romance to be hidden anymore. The man was following her to try to convince her to stay. The issue is that I found the general representation of the station and later in the story the trains themselves to be full of anachronisms. I'm a train enthusiast and I know a lot about the history of rail transportation in the United States. So I talked to my girlfriend about it, but she got upset because she says that I shouldn't have read that because it was a personal thing from when she was a teenager, and she was also mad that my reaction was something as superficial as the level of train accuracy. Am I the asshole? I fear you are. I fear that you may be. I think that this could have been like a fun thing if you were like, I found your archive, like, can we read this together? Like, I'm so curious about this. And then, like, you could have read through it together and then, you know, spoken your feelings about the rail transportation accuracy. I also have to say this, like, I'm not diagnosing or anything, but I just am like, you know, sometimes you're neurodivergent, sometimes you have an interest in the accuracy of the things that you're passionate about. I can understand that. And sometimes it's like we don't always grasp the full emotional context. I do think it is not cool to read something that somebody wrote when they were younger without their permission or ever at any age. We shouldn't go through other people's internet archives. We shouldn't. If you went into my archives and where you were like, if somebody pulled out like a journal of mine and they were like, oops, like I accidentally read the fanfic you wrote when you were 12, I would feel a way about it. And then if they were like, also, King, you have some factual inaccuracies in the fanfic you wrote as a 12-year-old, I would be like, A, how is it your business? And B, I didn't write this for you or for the accuracy. So I think it's super fair to be really pissed about that. I don't think the person is like dark evil, but like we must be we must not do these things, right? Okay. I've got one more. Am I the asshole for switching from non-dairy milk to dairy milk and inadvertently making my flatmate shit herself in an interview? I'm not lactose intolerant. I buy hazelnut milk because I like to have hazelnut syrup in my coffee, and adding hazelnut milk makes it even more nutty. This sounds a lot like the one where they were stealing all the milks. My flatmate is severely lactose intolerant and has been drinking my milk ever since she moved in. I don't have an issue sharing milk with her, but the issue is that she drinks so much of it all day, every day, that I'll get a single cup of coffee out of an entire carton. Sometimes she'll drink the entire carton before I've even had a single drink, and she never replaces it or refunds me or even acknowledges that it wasn't hers to drink. At some point, she stopped buying her own milk, and I was having to buy new milk daily. Oh no! That's no good. I asked her many times why she was drinking my milk, and she said that if she does, she can just buy a new carton, and she would say sorry, and that she'd just grab the first milk she saw, and she'd get me a new one, but she never would. She started getting annoyed when I brought it up and saying I was being overdramatic when I mentioned how much it was costing me. Me when I steal your milk, but I'm mad at you. Last week, I got sick of it, and I decided to go back to drinking my dairy milk because she's severely lactose intolerant, and I thought she would stop and buy her own milk. I thought wrong. The dairy milk is clearly labeled. It has a bright red label on it that says cow milk, but she still helped herself. Unfortunately, that day she decided to drink the new dairy milk was the day she had a job interview, and the effects of the dairy-laced coffee she took with her kicked in as she was in the middle of it, and she didn't make it in time. She came home absolutely furious and laid into me about how I ruined her life and how this job was the opportunity she needed, and I destroyed it for her by being a selfish... Can I say that on YouTube? I don't know. Imagine a word that sounds like bunt. I did it deliberately because I was too uptight to share my milk. Here are the reasons my flatmate thinks I'm in the wrong. I knew she was lactose intolerant, so I knew that if she drank my milk, she would get violently ill. So by switching to dairy milk when I knew she was drinking my milk and might potentially drink it again, I was putting her at risk. She also said that sharing milk isn't a big deal, and that I'm selfish, and she thinks I was overreacting and being cruel just for the sake of it, and that I should have spoken to her about it instead of secretly changing milks. She's threatened to report me to the police, but I don't think she has a leg to stand on. What? Regardless, she's making her flat very uncomfortable to live in. She's taken my leftovers from the fridge and opened up my milk and left it to ruin. She leaves her mess everywhere for me to clean up and has misplaced documents of mine. That is literally insane. No, you're not the asshole. That's crazy. Me when I, just a classic case of I bought dairy milk. What if the person had there wasn't any hazelnut milk? Also, we must be adults and take accountability for the beverages that we're drinking when they have labels on them. That's just not right. It was what it said on the tin. They didn't even swap out the milks like the other Reddit person, you know? I know that there's nothing really to discuss here in terms of controversy, but I think I'm just aghast at how she has threatened to report me to the police. But what would you say? They changed milks? Excuse me, police, they changed milks. That's literally all I can take. I've enjoyed my time here. I hope you enjoyed these little stories. This is my second video ever of ASMR, so maybe not perfect, but I hope you got a little laugh in at least. If you enjoyed this and you would like a part two, I would love to make one. There's a million Reddit stories out there, and I love to sip a little beverage and yap and yap and yap. So let me know if you would like that, or if you have anything that you're like revving to see from me, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. I hope that everybody is feeling good, and I hope that you have good dreams or a good rest of your day if you're just watching this for the drama, which, real. Okay. Goodbye. This is the end of the video.